Good morning. Welcome to the Orlando Real Estate Buzz. We've got some economic news to go through today and kind of a yin and a yang overall. Jobless numbers dropped. Manufacturing is in the toilet. Goldman Sachs went up with 58% profit decrease. And home prices are up. Everything makes sense.
It's super straightforward, right?
Yeah. How are you this morning?
I am good. I'm tired. Just got back from DC, where I was doing some advocacy work on the broker community and for consumers. And but I'm here. I am on this live, and we've got some fun mix of information here because I feel like this is the trend. Like we had a couple good days of interest rates, like they were holding, improving a little bit. And then you get that beautiful jobless claims report today, and all the gains and all the improvement we saw this week, gone. And the funny part is it's not even a big number, right? Like It's not like it was a dramatic change. To see the impact that it had on the markets this morning was kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, 228,000 still not, a spectacular number. We've been averaging roughly about 250?
Yeah, 235, 240, right in that range. But
range.
They were projecting, and I think that's the key, is they were projecting 242, I think, this time. And we get 228, which we all know, like it'll get revised.
Yeah.
But in that knee-jerk reaction always happens when that first number gets reported.
Correct. But what gets me is you get this news, and then you get this news. The Fed's manufacturing gauge remains in negative territory for the 11th straight month.
Okay.
But all anyone's looking at in the market is the jobless number.
Yeah. So everything, I thought
you're supposed to look at all of it.
No.
You don't. I mean, if manufacturing is down 11 straight months, and we saw it in the numbers released last month. Manufacturing employment is down huge. I think they had lost 42,000 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere
right in that range.
Yeah, right in that range. So you've got this, pull one way, pull another way. None of it's like great news, but the market is reacting that, hey, look at the 10-year T this morning. I mean, we were starting out, we had a nice day yesterday. We're down at 3.76, 3.75 in that area. And this morning, boom, like you said, all the gains that we have seen this past week are totally gone.
Yeah.
So you're probably going to be sitting in the sevens again on a lot of rates?
Around there, right? Like it's gonna come, and we're still in this influx of, we see, we've been seeing this trend of we have a bad week and then we have a good week, but that good week doesn't get us all the way back to where we were before that bad week. But then before we can even get back, we have another bad week. So It's kind of just been very, very interesting to see how these things are kind of moving. And it's very, there's a lot of knee-jerk reaction to reports that I don't feel would initially have as big of an impact as they're having. But I think this all plays into that fear and that propensity of, well, the Feds are going to increase rates again, right? Like, I think everybody knows they are now, right? Like, does anybody not think that they're going to?
Not everybody.
Wait a minute.
2% of the world that says they're not.
Point two. That's a big number there.
Yeah, 99.8% feel that rates are going to increase next week.
Yep. And that's what we were hoping that we were hoping we would get information that would kind of make the Feds pause the second month. And I don't the way that the news has kind of played out is I think we're going to see it. And then I think after we see the Feds increase the rate, I think we're going to get a lot of revised numbers. We're going to get a lot of details that are going to probably paint the picture that maybe we shouldn't have raised rates again.
It's interesting because this week I've had probably 6 clients actually pull out of the market.
Mm-hmm.
Just said, Brendan, I can't do it. I can't do it with the interest rates. I can't do it with the home prices. We're going to wait.
Yeah.
We're going to wait. You know, one young couple are moving down from New York, and they're like, we've got family down here that we
Mm-hmm.
can live with while we wait for it. You know, we had a client that basically with the interest rates got priced out of where she can afford a home.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be looking at a rental for another year. Had a gentleman from Cocoa, you know, same thing. He's like, Brendan, just it doesn't make any sense. The prices are too high. The houses that I can afford need work.
Yep.
And I'm just not willing to pay, 7%, 7.25% for a house that I still got to go in and put work into.
Yeah.
And it just you wish maybe the Fed should come work with us for a day. Maybe they get a different perspective
I don't
on what's going on.
look, why are you questioning them? Like they are very in tune with what's actually going on.
All I can picture is back when the first President Bush went to the grocery store and they had a scanner.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
He
Like
was amazed.
you're telling me all of this stuff, and I'm like, after spending the time in DC, do you know how hard these guys having to walk on marble floors? That sucks. It really did. But yeah, like it's kind of interesting right now with what we are seeing is because what we're feeling on the streets is much different than the picture that is being painted by the feds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the hard part. But we have buyers that are saying, "I'm going to sit on the outside and I'm going to wait." But what are we also seeing? Like, don't we still see like we're still like it's not like values are going down.
No, they're not.
So
Here, this is Redfin's market report from this morning, actually, that we're seeing a 2% increase in prices from last year.
wow, yeah.
And which you think about that, it's like last year this time we were still low 6s,
Mm-hmm.
high 5s,
Yeah.
somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, we were touching the 6s right in that range, but yeah,
Yeah,
definitely a lot more affordable.
This is when the rates were just starting to push up. Was mid-July, beginning of August when we started seeing
it really push. Yeah,
the rates starting to push up.
but
And
that's the crazy part is all right. So that was then, and we see pricing continue to go up, and you're sitting there thinking, okay, buyers are saying I'm going to have to sit on the outside, but home values are continuing to climb. Like by time rates start to go down, they're going to get the same payment because they're sitting on the outside now.
Yep.
So we're creating life, like we're in a position now where it's starting to create people that used to be able to buy are now going to be potentially permanent renters, which I mean, I feel that logic, right? Is what? Like, what are we going to start seeing? We're going to see developers doing what? Like,
what we saw come out yesterday, and this just blew my mind.
Award-winning
build to rent. Don't they make it sound wonderful?
Yeah,
you don't want to own anymore.
You don't
want to own anything. Where have we heard that? Oh wait, where's my tinfoil hat? Shoot. But it's true. It's like, okay, and this isn't the first build to rent development in Orlando.
No,
but this is going to be 62 homes.
62 homes. I'm assuming though that it's probably it's affordable, like it's affordable rentals, right?
Yeah, this is affordable housing.
Affordable housing. Yeah. Like that's why it's award winning, right?
Because your rent is going to be beginning at, for a 1,500 square foot house, 1,522 square feet, $2,695 per month.
But that's a 3-bedroom. Like, I mean, 20. Like, so why is it an award-winning program? It's like we're gonna build a development that we're gonna charge $2,700 a month in rent for the entry-level home
for the entry level home.
And that's award willing. What is this? What did they like? Is this like, did they win an award with like business innovation or something like this for like another way to make money?
Yeah,
Like, and I'm
that
not
must be
saying
what it
people
is.
like businesses aren't in the biz, like, yes, we all need to be profitable, but this is a very interesting dynamic is we have a housing shortage and we have a very, very large housing shortage in Florida. And
Mm-hmm.
developers that would normally be building to sell homes to help with that shortage are saying, wait a minute, let's just rent these out instead. We still
Yeah.
help with the housing shortage, but
Yeah.
we can charge.
Yeah. But what gets me is you look at their qualifications to rent the homes, right?
Yeah.
Are the same as it would be to purchase the home.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes back to the mutual client we have where she had given us a number.
Mm-hmm.
She could have purchased the home. We literally, through the expanded Hometown Heroes program, we're going to get her in for nothing out of pocket.
Yeah.
Nothing.
With negotiated seller credits, with the
Yep.
Hometown Heroes, with that, she was going to be in the program for her inspections.
Yep. That's it. We were about $200 over what she wanted to spend.
Mm-hmm.
So for that $200, I set her rentals because I'm like, okay, this is basically where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Her rentals are going to be maybe $100 to $150 less than where she wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I just don't want to pay someone else's mortgage. I'm paying 7%, but it's better than paying 100%.
Yeah.
Of someone else's.
Mm-hmm.
Any day of the week.
Yeah, and that's the hard, but obviously there's commitments, the time, and there's a lot of dynamics, but that's the crazy part is it's like we always say like renting is more expensive, and it used to be an easy decision,
sell.
right? It'd be like,
yeah.
Oh well, renting is more expensive than buying a home. Here's what it would look like, but now it's like, well, buying a home is kind of the same price as renting, but you got to come out and then you're committed to 30 years instead of 1 year. And you have now it's a little bit harder conversation because there's not as much incentive, right? Like, yes, it's yours. You're building equity, you're growing, you have that. But if you have a short-term mindset, if you're looking at the short term versus the long term, it's hard to really see the value.
Yeah. I mean, especially here in Florida where we've seen price increases in homes.
Yeah.
We've seen price increases in insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Price increases in property taxes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're looking at this and you look at a $350,000 home, it's 1,500 square feet, and her payment was going to be $2,800.
Yeah.
And it was a 2017 home, so really not too bad. Or I can rent a brand new house for $2,700 and not have to worry about anything.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It gets to the point where it's not as easy.
Yeah.
To show them. It's, to me, it now becomes more pride of ownership, owning something. And really it is looking at that long term, because if historically you look, the greatest wealth in this country has all been through real estate.
Yep.
And I don't see that changing. And especially with the less available, the greater the value.
Yep.
But it has become more difficult for everyone, sellers and buyers. I mean, sellers don't want to sell again because why am I going to give up a 2.5-3% interest rate?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll make a ton of money, but man, I'm going to have to, suck up and take a 7%. No, thank you.
Yeah, right. I mean, right now, like when we look and some of the conversations we have is that blended ratio, right? Like, hey, like, yes, you're selling and you're going to a 7 from a 3, but what debts do you have outside of this with all that value and all that money that you gain from the sale? Like, what can we pay off to get your monthly more manageable while still getting you into that higher home, right? And yes, the mortgage itself would be higher, but if we can eliminate, $30,000, $40,000 in credit card debt, that might be $1,500 to $1,600 in monthly payments now. Is there value there?
Yep. Yeah. And it gets to the point where you're just, man, you just want to, it, I feel bad for when you look at, my kids, your kids' age. It's like, will they ever be able to own a home if prices continue to go the way they're going?
Well, job growth, like income, like wage growth is up there.
Yep. Yeah. Wage growth is through the roof.
Through the roof.
I mean, they're going to be competing against AI as well. I tell my kids, hey, become a plumber, electrician, HVAC, because you're always going to need those. And there's actually more people retiring from those trades that are going into it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, all right, well, let's get into our numbers.
Orlando numbers. Let's see. Good stuff.
Yeah. What actually wasn't a bad week. We jumped actually about 100 closings for the week.
Okay.
Up to 444. Single family inventory grew by 72. So we're above that 4,000 mark.
Okay.
Okay. Which is nice to see. Condos, they were up about 40 roughly. Their inventory only grew by 16 overall.
Okay.
But here's where we're seeing it again is, the original, the final is, boy, that margin's getting tight up close to that 100% mark.
Yeah.
We're 97.5. I think last week we were 97. Not a lot of room to negotiate. And then our average days on market actually dropped 5 days. Which kind of makes sense. This is the time of year where you got a lot of families out, a lot of people actually looking for homes.
Decisions to be made. People got to execute quickly.
Yep. I mean, school starts in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, pretty much 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
2-3 weeks. So you want to try and close and get into that house before the school starts for families. Here you see our average sales price jumped a little bit. Median kind of staying pretty even, but we're probably pretty much like the nation, up about 2% from the low. And then here's, you see our average days on market, has slowly over the past couple of weeks gotten lower, down to 38 days. And here's our inventory, which we were down, I want to say in March, I think we were down, if I remember right, the numbers, we were 19% below last year's number.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we're slowly climbing back up. Slowly, but to really start seeing a dent, I think, in the prices, we've got to break that 5,000 homes.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we're a ways away from that. So
I mean, because the nice homes, the homes that are priced right, the homes that are clean, presentable, they're still going in a couple of days, and they're still, I mean, they're not getting the 50 multiple offers that you've seen in the past. But they may be getting 2 or 3 offers on a house right now. But where we're seeing the price break is that $500,000 mark.
Yeah.
That those homes above 500,000 are tending to be on the market longer than the ones under the 500,000. Then we go into our condos. Same thing. I mean, there's not a lot of spread. Your final list to sales price is only 98.3%.
Very little wiggle room there.
Very little wiggle room. And their days on market are the same, 38. Average sales, we're still a little bit below the median here. But our inventory, we actually have more condos in inventory than at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Which that's good to see. So we should start seeing maybe a little more wiggle room, a little more um, ability to negotiate, as that number also needs to increase. You really need to get that up around 2,500.
Yeah.
You get that up to 2,500, I think we're going to see the buyers start to have a little more, evenness with sellers, more balanced market than we currently have.
Yeah.
Overall. So that's where our numbers are. Market's slow, steady, keeps moving. And we'll be here every week to keep you up to date, to kind of laugh at the economic news and figure out why the world is upside down. So
I think it'll all make sense in like a year.
You think so?
I think we'll go through it, and it's going to be interesting. I feel like we're going to start seeing some balancing out, and I do think that the Feds will, hold back at a certain point, but hopefully the Feds don't go to the Fed fund rate being to where it was in like the early 80s. Like, I don't think we want that.
No, I mean, when we look at the inflation numbers, it has pulled back quite a bit.
Yeah, I think
I'm hoping this is their last one, and I'm hoping you kind of hope that everything that they've done in the past kind of hits all at once, so that they realize, hey, all right, we went too far. We got to pull back.
We got to pull back a little bit, and we got to settle down. The hard part is it's almost like if they pull back at all, do we see this like jump of like everybody pounces right away, and then they go, oh, we pulled back too quick, because I think we are going to see a little bit of an initial, like when they pull back, we're going to see an initial hit. And that's where it's going to be interesting.
Yep. I agree with you. All right, sir. Take care. Thank you, everyone. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Rock it out, guys.